In the past, I had a lot of issues with unworthiness. Being raised in a household where there was lack mentality and struggle, I was challenged to believe that I was worthy of more or better. It showed up in all areas of my life too, from financial struggles to challenging jobs and even relationships. But the problems all stemmed from my disbelief that I was worthy of a better life. I was naturally drawn to sacrifice, struggle, and challenge. I didn't see that there was an easier path, a path of joy, peace, ease, and abundance. I had to, as an adult, go on my own healing journey to heal myself and find my way there. But as I have now found my own worthiness and have started out on this new path, I can more clearly see the big picture, that my parents' struggles are the norm in our society, that there is a common thread here. As I observed the people around me, I saw the unworthiness in nearly everyone. People doing jobs they don't like, in relationships that are subpar at best, if not completely unhealthy, struggling financially, or at least working like crazy to make ends meet, sacrificing themselves in all ways. So I've been guided to go for a forest level perspective on this today, rather than just you as a single tree. I want to look at this as a culture and how the changes you can make as one single tree help us to change the whole forest. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Alchemy of Manifestation podcast. I'm Jen Tammy at the Wheelhouse Project, and we are going to talk about how that sweet heart of yours is going to help you create the life of your dreams. We have a culture of unworthiness. Unworthiness runs rampant in our world these days, and there's also a culture of those who live in ego, using and abusing those who are living in a state of unworthiness. I'm all about healing that unworthiness in ourselves, but I believe it stems from, in large part, from a societal norm of putting people in their place, and I'm air quoting, when really we were all born with the same divine rights, if you will, to having it all. Not to mention the fact that we all deserve to be treated with equal respect and value. So what do I mean by putting people in their place? What I'm trying to say is that people are often treated according to their perceived worth or value. In such a materialistic society, people who make less and perform lower wage jobs are often the ones who are valued less. Even if you look at a large corporation, it's the people at the bottom who work the hardest, put in the longest hours, receive the lowest amount of compensation, and usually receive the least in terms of any sort of gratitude from the company. For example, I have seen at some companies where the people on the lower rungs are not part of the bonus program, and yet they're the biggest part of what the company is all about. The company literally wouldn't make a cent without them. So why aren't they taking care of these people? It's something that has perplexed me for some time now. Our corporate culture takes huge advantage of the culture of unworthiness, paying less, giving less to their employees, and always expecting more. There is a demand that work comes first above all else, making no room for family obligations or even self-care and balance in our lives. I've seen companies take holidays down to just a few days a year and expect people to work on their paid time off. I've even seen people who are worked to the point of disease or illness and have to take medical leave or quit their job. There is so little kindness and compassion. As a manager, I've been told in the past that I need to toughen up. I have never succumbed to this and beg to differ. The problem is that we need to soften up, not close down our hearts to others. And what about the blue-collar industries, too, where workers are working long hours with little pay or benefits in sometimes almost unbearable conditions? Why do we even allow that as a culture? Why do we allow other humans to live such tortured lives? I realize that there are some laws to protect people in many cases, but as a culture, it's also how we have placed a lower value on lower income people. Most of them certainly aren't working less. They are arguably working longer hours and doing harder, more painstaking jobs with less pay and benefits or even respect. Why do we think that we don't owe them anything more? Why do we turn a blind eye to their suffering? It seems like our jobs, as a result of our culture, have us in a choke collar and on a very short leash. People end up so fearful of losing their jobs that they are sacrificing any sort of personal life, health, happiness, or even well-being. not to mention reaching for a life that you really love. It's not what life was meant to be about. We are living a life of fear and not love, passion, and joy. When did this happen, and how can we change it? The truth is, we're all equal. God created us equal, of the same value and worthy of everything. It is we as a society who have decided that those born into lower income households are of less value, or even just those who do lower income or maybe less glamorous jobs. We are the ones who have assigned a lower value to them and really decided that they aren't worthy of as much. But why? There is enough for all of us, and respect and value is free. It's we as a culture that need to change. The fact of the matter is, if we could just change this culturally, unworthiness would all but disappear, and that would open us all up to being able to manifest more in our lives. That would open us to believing that more is possible. People would cross barriers, exceed expectations, and be open-minded to what they are capable of. Mind you, these beliefs can sometimes start with your family, but if we can change them culturally, those family beliefs will change over time as well. If we can all value the brother who works as a night janitor as much as his MD sister, we have shifted our values as a culture. We can see that both jobs are of value and neither is worthy of any different treatment than the other. If we can honor that they are both doing what they love and are good at, we value them both. And if we all pay them both the same respect in our world, neither feels any more or less worthy than the other. So while I talk extensively about healing ourselves from our own feelings of unworthiness and believe that this is necessary in order to manifest your best life, I also believe that we need a lot of bigger changes in our world. And really, this can begin with you, noticing your own beliefs and how you can start to shift and change them now. How you can pay attention to things in your own workplace or the world at large and see that people are being treated fairly or better, of equal value as all other human beings at every income level. There's also the huge issue of people doing work that they feel they have to, that not only doesn't call to their heart, but perhaps makes them anxious, stressed, and miserable. No one should have to do that ever. Again, that's a problem with what we are allowing to happen in the workplace in lower income jobs, as well as the fact that we aren't tapping into these people and their passions. Like I said, living from a place of fear, not love. This world would be a perfect, happy place if we were all doing things that we love doing. So why can't we do that? We can, because in every industry, there are people who love doing the work that they do. And if we made it all equal, treated everyone with respect, gave everyone balance in their life, reasonable work hours, and valued everyone no matter what they do, so many people would be doing something completely different and be proud of it and happy. Most people don't do this because of pay, pressure from family, perceptions, resources, you name it. And of course, the underlying feelings of unworthiness. But what if we wiped the slate clean and all jobs were given equal respect? And what if we all got paid a similar amount? What would you do if everything paid the same and the training and education for it was free? I'm not proposing that, mind you. I don't think that's possible, but it's certainly interesting to think about and might help you to hone in on your passions for sure. Would you be doing what you're doing now? How would you change your life? This is really where I'm trying to go with this, though, that we need to balance things out in some way. Let everyone have the same fair, balanced, equitable life of respect and value. I'm not saying that everyone has to make the same amount, but we need to make sure everyone's basic needs are provided for and respected. And we can all work on treating everyone fairly, too. This so that our unworthiness culture can die as it needs to. So people can do the work they love and live a good life and feel of value, so that people can walk away from their jobs that treat them poorly and have opportunities elsewhere and the security of knowing their basic needs are met. It's really about how our culture needs to change. I've really been drawn to this bigger picture as I write about unworthiness, realizing it's a cultural issue, because even when people are able to change their feelings of unworthiness and overcome that subconscious programming, you still have to get people to give you the opportunities you desire and deserve. If there are preconceived ideas about your value based on these societal beliefs, there may be challenges around that. So I'm really speaking about this right now as food for thought for you, because we could really kill off this culture of unworthiness very easily as a society. We could have widespread happiness on a scale like never before. No more dog-eat-dog world, but instead a fair and equitable world of love and respect for all. Sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Respect and value for all. Count me in. While I don't have all the answers for this, it can really start very small, with changes that one person makes in how they treat people, helps others, or even promotes things within their company. Setting an example, really, showing others the difference it makes. It's about living the way God intended us all to live, really. Love for all. God loves us all and wants us to have it all. So why have we created a culture of fear where we are worried there isn't enough? So we don't share, give, or balance the scales. The truth is there is enough for everyone. We just need to start to lean in that direction, toward love and not fear, because love will always take you in the right direction. As a culture now, we have a belief in scarcity, or not enough for all, and that is based in fear. That's why people don't fight for everyone to be treated equally or fairly, because we fear that there won't be enough for all or for us. We think it's something to be earned, too. We believe that only people who work to have it all deserve it. But really, many of the people who are at the lowest levels of the income bracket are the hardest workers and really have the least number of opportunities. And regardless, there is enough for all. God wants every one of you to have it all. So we need to move to abundance mindset as a culture. I talk about needing to do this to manifest your best life, but we can create the best life for everyone in our world with abundance mindset. Abundance mindset is about believing and knowing that there is enough for everyone. It is based in love, and it comes from God. It is divine. You are always divinely cared for and protected. We need to let go of all beliefs of scarcity in our world and bring in abundance mindset. When it comes to trying to strike a balance, some people would say that this is unfair in some ways, though, equity. Possibly because they worked so hard for how far they've come, what they have, and what they have achieved. And yes, I get that on every level. I've worked very hard to heal myself and all my old wounds and beliefs, and I am proud of what I have achieved. Not only that, but it is opening me up to manifest a better life for myself now, one that I feel I've earned with all my hard work. But I know you're thinking about money here, and I'm not saying everyone has to have the same exact amount in their bank account. Only that we need to re-examine pay, benefits, work-life balance, and fair and equitable treatment as a society. And that's just skimming the surface. Like I said, it's about how we treat people of different income levels culturally and how we value people. At the same time, we can't just sit back and blame our culture either. We need to proactively heal our own unworthiness issues, stop tolerating less, and begin to change our own lives in that way, which will subsequently change the culture if more people do this and stand up for themselves. Because it's going to take a lot of people who have risen above unworthiness and feel worthy of more to shift things in a positive direction. We are going to need all the amazing souls who have healed their way to a place of strong self-love, self-worth, and faith in the divine to make this world a better place. Isn't it time you begin your own healing journey? We need you there in order to make these changes. We need you to be strong, empowered by love, and in your own abundance mindset. When we talk about manifesting your best life here at the Wheelhouse Project, it's not just about you. When you bring yourself to the level of your most healed, happy, and faith-filled self, you will also change the world just by living your best life. You won't tolerate less. You will walk away from mistreatment. You will rise above scarcity thinking into abundance mindset. You will live a life of love for yourself and your world. Because at this level, you live fully from the heart. And the love in your heart because of it all will tip the scales on the energy of the planet toward love and away from fear. We need all the love we can get, to be honest. So take this as food for thought today. While I'm here to motivate you to heal your own life, and especially your own unworthiness, you can also become a strong cog in the wheel of change. Because once you heal yourself and rise above the culture, it becomes a domino effect. You will lead the way for others. You will be the example, and you will pave the path to greater changes as a whole in our world. When we empower ourselves, we can rise above it all. It's never about waiting for someone else to do something. It's about what you can do. And it starts with you. You need to start by taking the best care of yourself, healing yourself, growing your own faith and self-love, developing your own abundance mindset, living from the heart in love and not fear, and being the best and happiest version of you, because then you will have the strength, the faith, and the clarity to take that out into the world. Whether you're on a mission to lift the world or not, your newfound energy of love will lift the world regardless. I hope that I have planted some seeds for you today, and I hope that you will water them in whatever way is right for you. Sending you all love and light, and wishing you a life of worthiness, joy, and abundance. May you always know how amazing, beautiful, valuable, and worthy that you are. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to the podcast and check out all of our other resources, videos, blogs, and more at thewheelhouseproject.com. Remember to sign up for our email list while you're there. And also check us out at The Wheelhouse Project on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest.